Ladies, I am here tonight on the show. And tonight on the show, I am here to talk about the Philadelphia Eagles Seattle Seahawks game. Oh my lord, this game, wow, it was depressing, man. As an Eagles fan, wow, man, I thought it felt like the Eagles were handicapped the whole game, man. Literally, bunch of fucking rookies and practice squad guys. You had a 40-year-old guy quarterback in the team. You know, I felt sad, man. It felt sad to watch this team, man. It really did. I was even close. It was only one possession game, a touchdown and 2 points, and they would have tied this puppy up. I mean, but they moved the football, but they just couldn't cash in. I think 5 times they got into the red zone, they couldn't cash in. They got 3 field goals, and then the other 2 times they went for on 4th down. One time Miles Sanders simply dropped it. It would have been a first down, possibly even a touchdown. I mean, like, that's a problem. You got a bunch of rookies playing, practice squad guys playing. The quarterback, second stringer, 40-year-old, no chemistry with the wide receivers. Like, it's just a bunch of, oh my lord. And then the other time, the last chance we had to score a touchdown, Josh McCown saw he had a clear path to the end zone about 15 yards, 10 yards away. But come on, the dude's 40 years old. By the time he tried to tug it up, the football, and try to run, he got stopped right away. Come on, you're 40 years old, dude. Pass the damn football. Do something. I was surprised with Josh McCown the way he used his legs in this game. I did think he pulled his hamstring at the end there. And, adrenaline kicked it, and that's why he was able to finish off the game. But, yeah, he went for it. I'll give Josh McCown, he don't get it, man. Remember, like, literally a week before the season started, he was still retired. And once the Eagles called him, like 7 days before the season started, to ask him if you want to be the second stringer. And he said, okay, the hell with it, I'll do it. But this dude could have easily folded like a lawn chair and not done shit, man. He actually tried to go for it. He tried to win the game. You could tell he wanted to win the game. But, I mean, no chemistry with the wide receivers. I don't know. I probably had him play football in like at least a year. The age itself, 40 years old. Whatever. Russell Wilson did his thing. DK Metcalf was fantastic tonight with those 2 beautiful catches, the touchdown, and then the last Hail Mary in the 4th quarter to ice up the game for Seattle. Jadeveon Clowney obviously, took out Carson Wentz with the big hit. Carson Wentz, was really. I don't think you can judge Carson Wentz by this thing. I think he only threw what one. Let me see here. I think he only had. Let me see here. I think Carson Wentz. He only played until he didn't even finish the 1st quarter. Let's see here. He had only threw 4 passes for 3 yards. So I don't think you can really judge Carson Wentz. It's gonna say he lost this game, but I mean, everybody knows the dude didn't even make it to the 1st quarter. Only threw 4 passes, only 3 yards. The problem with Carson Wentz, man, always hurt, man. Always hurt. That's going to be a huge problem for the Eagles moving forward. They paying this guy a lot of money, over $100 million, and he's always hurt. Sucks, man, sucks. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, they would have won the game with Carson Wentz. And because I'm not going to sit here and say that, it's because Seattle has played close games the entire year. I honestly think maybe it would have been a little bit more high scoring. But I think maybe instead of losing 17-9, we lost maybe we lose 17-15 or something. But I still think I'm not going to sit here and say they would have won the game just because Carson Wentz played. Because this was a typical Seattle game, even Eagles game because of all the injuries. It was a close game, low-scoring game. And that's how Seattle plays no matter who they play. They always play close games. And, Russell Wilson just makes the final play at the end and wins the damn game. And that's what he did again tonight. Russell Wilson was fantastic. Threw 325 yards throwing. Completed 30 of 18 passes. Completed 18 of 30 passes for 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. He also ran for 45 yards. Typical Russell Wilson game, like I said. I think regardless of if it would have been Carson Wentz or Josh McCown, it would have been a close game. Russell Wilson would have probably made a few plays on the stretch and won the game. Shout out to Russell Wilson, man. He's a top 5 quarterback in my eyes. He pulls it out of his ass. He is kind of developing now some Pro Bowlers with this team, When I look at a guy like DK Metcalf, man, Russell Wilson has turned him into a Pro Bowler, in a few years possibly, man. The way, Tyler Lockett is good too. That was probably the difference going into the game. That even though both teams were banged up, Seattle at least had some weapons, with DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. They had some weapons, even Dalvin Moore, where the Eagles had no weapons, man. They literally, Zach Ertz, okay, I'll give you that. They had a Zach Ertz. They didn't have too much, they didn't have nobody really at the wide receiver, Greg Ward, okay, whatever. But Seattle wins this game as they should have. But I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, they would have been different if Carson Wentz would have played. Because history tells you that Seattle plays close games no matter if it's Joe Montana or fucking Trevor Siemian playing quarterback for the other team. They just play close games, and that's how they win football games. Late in the game, Russell Wilson makes a play and wins the game usually for Seattle. I believe Seattle and Pete Carroll have never lost versus the Eagles ever since they got together in Seattle back in 2012. They have not. I think they're 0-5. I beg your pardon. 5-0 or 6-0 ever since Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson paired up in Seattle back in 2012. They just can't. They just don't lose to the Eagles. Simple as that. Marshawn Lynch, 7 yards, but he had that big key touchdown in the first quarter. Whatever. I got to give it up to Russell Wilson because the running game was trash for them. Trevor Hormer, only 11 touches, 12 yards. Marshawn Lynch, 6 touches, 7 yards. Only 19 yards by the damn running backs. So, like I said, I don't care who the hell played quarterback, Carson Wentz, Josh McCown, whatever. Russell Wilson won this. Russell Wilson won this damn game for his team. Because his fucking supporting cast, when it came to the running backs, were complete shit. Only 19 yards tonight by both Hormer and Marshawn Lynch. So give it up to Russell Wilson. He had a shitty-ass production from the running game tonight. He won the game. Hell of a throw to DK Metcalf twice in the touchdown, and then the one to ice it up and late in the game. Hell of a game by Russell Wilson. The Eagles, I think they got to get younger. I think part of the reason they got so many injuries is because they got a lot of 30-year-olds. I think they got to get younger. You might possibly have to get rid of guys like Deshaun Jackson and Alshon Jeffrey, and possibly get younger version of a Deshaun Jackson and Alshon Jeffrey. I don't even know if you want an Alshon. You need you need Deshaun Jacksons, but you need younger versions of Deshaun Jacksons. You need guys that run vertical routes, but you can burn the cornerback, can burn the secondary, can get behind the secondary. But Deshaun Jackson's about 32, 33 years old. You got to get a 23, 22-year-old Deshaun Jackson version. That's what you probably got to do. You probably have to tighten up the secondary. Yeah, you probably do have to tighten up the secondary, possibly offensive line too. And you gotta, I don't know what you do with the quarterback. You keep Carson Wentz, but you have to start looking at a possibility of getting a quarterback here to start developing him, because Carson Wentz, dude, every year he's hurt. You at least have to think about sometime maybe in the somewhere in the third, fifth round, drafting a damn quarterback and slowly start developing him for the future. Or if Carson Wentz gets hurt, you gotta have a good backup or something. Literally a plan B, because it's the same thing every year with Carson Wentz. So probably get younger and get some wide receivers, get some players on the secondary, and you seriously have to consider drafting a quarterback and start developing him. Because, oh my lord, this is terrible. Every year Carson Wentz, when it's not the ribs, it's the leg. When it's not the leg, it's the back. When it's not the back, it's the head. There's always something wrong with the guy. Seriously, next year he's gonna fucking break his tailbone or something. His fucking ass. I don't know, man. Anyways, I'm out like a light. Until next time, holla at your boy. I'm out like a light.